In case you missed it, the truth behind YNW Melly's bond release date has finally been revealed, and it's raising serious concerns. After spending 2,295 days behind bars with no conviction and no bond despite a previous mistrial, it was announced that Melly had finally been granted bond on 1 out of the 6 total charges he's facing. This long-awaited development came to light when official paperwork was filed and presented in court, confirming a bond amount of $500,000. The news sparked cautious optimism, especially from Melly's mother, who spoke outside the courthouse, visibly emotional but hopeful about what the bond might mean for her son's future.
We just still praying. I know I said I would I'll keep everybody updated with what's happening. I know right now we're waiting. So basically the judge is going to do, I guess, a written order. So we're just waiting, and that order can come any minute, or it could come tomorrow. I don't know. So we're just waiting. We're just waiting. So everybody just keep praying, keep having faith. Oh, Tessa, I've been crying too. It's been a long time coming, you know.
His bond was approved based on a comprehensive bond package, and Melly was seen entering the courtroom as the judge formally informed him of the decision.
Good morning, this is all State Farm Mel Demons, Demons here.
Melly's legal team submitted a proposal for an unspecified bond to be covered by his record label, $300 if approved. They promised strict conditions, house arrest, an ankle monitor, and 24/7 private security to monitor him. The proposal was so convincing that one rapper posted that boy Melly's coming home. I feel it. But just as the judge asked prosecutors if they had any objections before making a final ruling, things took a disturbing turn. Prosecutors introduced new paperwork aiming to try Melly and his co-defendant, Bortlin, together in the next trial citing a chilling reason tied to Melly's ex-girlfriend, Mariah Hamilton.
Issue here, and you try them together. It is to the benefit of the state to try them together, just more efficient. You don't have to do things again and again. Do it all at once, and also get a better chance of having them incriminate each other during the trial. It benefits the defense to sever it. That way they can point the finger at each other and get away with it. So this is what's going on. But I don't think it should be automatically severed because the state is seeking a penalty for Melly, because it's only the penalty phase of the trial that would be different, not the guilt phase. The guilt phase is the same. They're both capital crimes. We're seeking the penalty on one, not the other, but that goes into the second part of the trial, the penalty phase, only if Melly is found guilty.
Now, it's just common sense if YNW Bortlin knows he didn't commit the crime. It's unlikely he'll sit back and accept a life sentence without fighting back. That sets the stage for him potentially turning on YNW Melly. But here's the catch: prosecutors aren't pushing for a joint trial just because of strategy. They're doing it in response to a move made by Melly's defense team during the original trial. What most people don't know is that Melly's lawyers had already attempted to shift the blame entirely onto Bortlin in their initial defense.
Those were his guns. Corporal Henry shows up at Memorial Hospital, Miramar. You don't see him sitting there, but where you will see him sitting is in the driver's seat of a car, somebody's car, riddled with bullets. When he shows up with a change of clothing, change of shirt, powder residue on his hands, evidencing that he had discharged a firearm. And he lies. He lies about where the incident occurred. He lies about how it occurred. And he lies about not having the phone. I think it was Miss Bradley herself who said, everybody has a phone in the pocket. not Portland Henry.
YNW Melly's own lawyer revealed that it was YNW Bortland who had been lying to federal agents and that he was the one who tested positive for gunshot residue, indicating he had recently fired a weapon. To support this claim, the defense brought in a forensic scientist who had examined the case and provided detailed testimony about the gunpowder residue evidence.
So the right hand of Portland Henry contained 0 particles characteristic of plant residue and two component particles, and the left hand contained 1 particle characteristic of plant residue and 1 two-component particle.
And can you explain to us what that means?
Basically, overall, there was plant residue present on the hands.
YNW Bortland hasn't been active on social media since Melly's original trial, and there's a clear reason why. Reportedly upset over being blamed by Melly's legal team. Bortland went silent except for one cryptic tweet posted the same day Melly's mistrial was declared. Mind games don't work on people like me, with a handshake emoji hinting he might be open to a deal. It's likely that Bortland's lawyers advised him to stay quiet until Melly's sentencing plays out. Meanwhile, prosecutors appear to be banking on both Bortland and Melly's ex-girlfriend, Mariah Hamilton, flipping on him especially after Hamilton was recently arrested for skipping out on the first trial.
Mariah Hamilton is spending her first day at the Broward County Jail. She has no arrest record until now. U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested her at Miami International Airport Monday after she arrived on an international flight. Court records show Hamilton was ordered to testify in Demon's first trial in 2023.
Mariah Hamilton was ultimately released from jail after reaching a deal with the judge. She took to Facebook to share her gratitude, writing, *to my village. Thank you to my village. I love you all so much. God's plan, not mine. Behind that post was a major development according to reports. The judge told her, if you agree to testify against Melly, you're free to go, and she accepted without hesitation. This spells serious trouble for YNW Melly, as investigators reportedly uncovered disturbing evidence from Mariah's iCloud account showing that Melly allegedly pressured her not to testify. That qualifies as witness tampering, a charge, if proven, could land Melly a life sentence regardless of whether he's convicted in the murders of Sakazer and Juvie.
State filing 6 new charges against Demons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
The witness tampering case is being handled separately from Melly's ongoing murder trial. But because of the alleged tampering over jail phones, federal authorities have prohibited him from making any phone calls for nearly a year. The situation became so extreme that Melly's mother spoke out in an interview, accusing the county jail of violating his rights by not only blocking all phone access, but also preventing him from even seeing his own mail.
My son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to just to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
If the evidence proves that YNW Melly used jail phones to engage in witness tampering, it would explain why authorities cut off his phone privileges. The concerning part is that the feds likely have solid proof to support these claims, because if they didn't and were restricting Melly's phone access without legal grounds, could lead to a multi-million-dollar lawsuit. However, this was also the point where Melly's legal team stepped in to argue for his release, pointing to his mother's interview where she detailed the inhumane treatment he's allegedly facing behind bars. Treatment, his lawyers argue, is unlawful.
You saw Melly's statement just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life. As a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair because I know that they need to answer to someone too.
They then presented evidence from the original trial to support Melly's defense, showing that he wasn't at the scene when the crime occurred. GPS data revealed that YNW Melly had exited the Jeep the group was traveling in and was later tracked, sprinting down a nearby street before hiding in a bush, casting doubt on his direct involvement in the incident.
That would be part of him saying that someone just shut the car up and was trying to shoot him. So I asked him if he was okay, where he was, and he's like, there's a car coming behind him, and I'm hiding. He was like, there's some, there's some, I think they're still out here or something. So I'm like, are you okay? He's like, I'm okay. I said, well, where are Zach and Judy? And he said, I don't know if they're in the car. I think they're...
To support their argument that it was a drive-by, Melly's lawyers presented key evidence from the original trial, revealing that no firearm was ever recovered from the scene. This critical detail significantly strengthened the defense's case, as it challenged the prosecution's narrative and added a crucial layer of doubt to the charges against Melly.
So the first thing is I didn't have a firearm, so I can't know which I was going to use in order to replicate any of my tests. So I can't make tests for this determination because I don't know what to use.
Okay.
If it were a true drive-by, the perpetrator would have likely taken the firearm with them, which explains why none was found at the scene. The prosecutors would then present their case for why Melly should remain in jail, given the evidence on Melly's phone, including a text message he allegedly sent hours after the crime admitting to his involvement. It adds significant weight to their argument. After hearing this, which side do you think has the stronger case? Does the prosecution's evidence outweigh the defense's claims?
The PT Gambino account asked him if he was okay, and his response was, I did that, and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time. The YNW Melly account said what?
After that, SHHHH.
Additionally, Melly's phone contained a saved video from someone's Facebook Live, showing Melly and Bortland's reactions to the crime, captured just 6 hours after it had occurred. This new piece of evidence further complicates the defense's argument, potentially strengthening the prosecution's case by showing their apparent awareness of the situation shortly after the crime.
Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey! The dog still turned, regardless of what happened. You already know.
The video showed Melly and Bortland with no visible sadness over the passing of their two best friends. However, a new and intriguing piece of evidence surfaced from a rogue Oblak member, who claimed that Melly's motive for the crime stemmed from his reluctance to share finances with the other YW members.
Did Vaughn really tell you that Melly told him that he was too front?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument. And so, if when people can say something without saying it. And so he told me, like, once I posted what I posted, Vaughn was mad at me, bro. Why you put that, bro? Walk up him. I'm like, you sitting up here, like, you know the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust that his two friends? And he said, them was trying to extort him. And so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him, then why are you still around him?
It was supposed to be a secret that Melly shared with King Vaughn, but unfortunately, Vaughn passed away after revealing it to other Oblak members. YW Melly is a registered LLC, and Melly and Bortland performed concerts, sold merchandise, and dropped music, all in exchange for money. This income was then funneled into the YW business account, with Zach Hazer and Juvie allegedly wanting a share despite not contributing to the work. The question arose, how much money is even left from Melly's music career? Viral when YW Melly's mom announced she started a fan account while he stands trial, sending shockwaves through the internet. Even DJ Academics commented on the situation.
YNW Melly's mom has announced that she's going to be starting her own. And I got to be honest with y'all, this is perplexing. The reason why it's perplexing is because I can't understand why she's doing this. Your son is fighting for his life. How much, there's certain mothers in hip hop, and you probably can name a few, I won't name all of them, that I feel like their son became stars, but they also wanted to be stars. Blueface's mom is one of them. The situation between Melly's mom and Melly, I always thought was interesting, but I never thought she'd be doing this. If you're wondering if she's doing this for money, this can't be a money. Like, no way, no how.
While DJ Academics argues that it's not about the money, social media had a different take. A no-jumper interview from 2 years ago with Adam B. Slime and Jamie King revealed Adam telling Keynes, Melly's mom, that he imagined she had spent a lot of money on lawyers, with her sitting back and laughing. Meanwhile, his brother Bime called him out for making foolish purchases.